That's live on top left.
Perfect. Welcome everyone to the very first episode of Hex Grassroots. Meister Hex here, together with my buddy Hex Misha. Hi Misha, thanks for joining.
Hey guys, what's up? Excited.
Good to have you. Good to have you. Yeah, as always, the title of the first episode is, of course, you don't have to be perfect to start, but you need to start to get perfect. So that's why, it's our very first episode here with Hex Grassroots. We will introduce ourselves today and also share a little bit or reveal what Hex Grassroots is all about, what we want to do here on this channel. So stay tuned, guys. So Hex Misha, first question, first of all, how often did you refresh your Staker app today?
I guess 4 times. I try not too often, but of course you want to do it.
Yeah, 4 times, it's quite good. It's quite good.
How often do you do it on average?
Yeah, I'm doing it way too often. I mean, the Staker app is amazing. It's very addictive. Steph and Firebun did a great job.
Yeah, UX on point.
Definitely. And also, like, the gamification is a great thing. I'm really excited about the second version, to be honest. Usually Steph and Firebun, I perceive them as quite humble persons, but during the last months, what I read and heard from them in the Telegram chats is that the second version compared to the first version is way more amazing. So I'm really excited for the second version. Hopefully it will come out soon.
Nice. You know anything about dates?
I don't know anything about dates. When I asked Steph, it was, I think, in June. He was hoping for late summer, like September, October. But as always, right, software is hard. So I am not sure if this will be fulfilled.
Maybe with Pulse launch?
Yeah, that would be awesome. But I think also, like, the amount of software that has to be done because of Pulse actually postpones the launch of version 2. But yeah, I don't know what date. I hope till end of the year. But even version 1 is amazing. So
maybe
happy.
they need to have launch Pulse first so they can adjust their app code to launch it.
Yeah, definitely. I think they will now already play with it. I think they are in touch with Richard Hart quite regularly. Also, the testnet is out in PulseChain for a couple of days already. So this is also very exciting.
I saw them together in Paris underneath the Eiffel Tower in the Ferrari. Shilling Hex.
Really cool. Yeah. I thought Steph is in Ukraine with funding Jim, but I think he flew out again. So happy to see them both. Great personalities, and always good to see content
funding
from
Jim
Richard.
was in Zurich, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, right. And Zurich meetup. Did you watch the Zurich meetup?
Yeah, I watched the Zurich meetup and the Amsterdam live stream yesterday. Very exciting. Of course, with Zurich we had Paris guy. No, sorry, not Paris guy, sticker guy. And in Paris we had Paris girl. And in Amsterdam, who did we had there? There was a Polish girl. She came from Miami, and she said like she's waiting for Pulse. You know which one? In the first room.
With the funky trousers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they were cool. I know which one you mean. I never met her actually. So I don't know much about her, but she was.
I saw her on Twitter the next day because she was posting selfies and stuff.
Really cool. Yeah, the meetups, I love them, and we can talk more about them. But for you out there, guys, Hex Grassroots, what is it all about? First of all, Misha and me, Meister Hex, we are big Hexicans, big Hex enthusiasts, and we've been following the Hex community and, of course, Hex for me personally from the beginning, basically. And we love to talk about Hex, and we wanted to contribute a little bit back to the community. We were thinking about what has not been done yet streaming wise, and we came with the idea of Hex Grassroots. And basically what it is all about is basically to give a easy access for grassroots hexicans that may not have an own YouTube stream because they don't have time, or they don't want to have the effort of managing an own stream. And we want to bring them to the on the platform, on the channel, on the stream, to first of all to meet them, of course, but also to give them the opportunity to express their Hex story, to share some background stories with us about their Hex journey, about their PulseChain journey. So I think in the Hex community, which is also pre-viral, it's growing a lot every day. It's accelerating. And I think we have tons of very interesting hexicans out there that may not be that popular yet within the Hex community. So we already reached out to some of them, and they will join us on the next streams already. So we are excited to get things going.
That's right. Anyone can join, hang out, chat.
Really cool. Yeah, back to the meetups. I think it's a very great idea from Richard to actually do it and give us hexicans the opportunity to meet him in person. It's amazing. And actually it started all in Poland, right, with the Warsaw meetup. I personally was in Poland back then, but unfortunately not in Warsaw. So when he announced the meetup in the capital of Poland, I think many hexicans from Poland actually were in the south of Poland, in Krakow. So I saw a lot of comments that asked Richard to come to Krakow. Nevertheless, I think the first meetup in Warsaw was amazing. It had totally this atmosphere of this grassroots movement. I think in the end, or in that short notice, still 20 hexicans showed up at the hotel lobby where Richard held the meetup. And I really liked the atmosphere. Richard was very thankful also for the guests. Some of them brought the gifts for him. So yeah, the atmosphere was amazing, and
everyone looked really happy and excited. And
exactly,
like where else do so many people get together? And Richard, who is obviously financially independent, like if I would be, I'm not sure if I would go out there, but he does it. He doesn't have to, but he does it. And yeah, he gives so much. And I think people were really happy to meet him.
Yeah, the atmosphere is great. Totally, people join out of gratitude. I think the climax was definitely with the Amsterdam meetup recently. It just blew my mind.
Also, not just from the Netherlands, from all over. There's like no borders. Anyone can join, anyone can come, anyone can participate. Free speech and stuff.
Definitely, free speech, you say it. Yeah, the movement is amazing. The atmosphere is amazing. It was for sure not the last meetup. I think Richard already mentioned during the Amsterdam meetup that he maybe hold a meetup in Hamburg, Germany, and potentially in Copenhagen, Denmark. Yeah. I think that because if the Ferrari Roma, right, it has Estonian plates. So
yeah, he makes a round trip probably, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly. So I think he may go up north to via Denmark, Sweden, maybe Finland, and then take the ferry to Tallinn, Estonia, probably. Yeah, but it was not the last meetup for sure in Amsterdam. Very excited actually to see those meetups. I hope we may join one as well very soon. That would be amazing.
Yeah, do we live stream then?
Yeah, I hope definitely. Yeah, Hex Misha, maybe about you. Can you share your story, your Hexagon story? How did you get in touch with cryptocurrencies in general? How did you find out about Hex? What do you think about Hex? Maybe you can give some brief introduction for our viewers here.
Yeah, sure. Hey guys, Hex Misha on Twitter. I learned about crypto in summer 2017, but actually never got into the game until earlier this year. So I'm pretty new myself, but very excited. Definitely very happy that I'm on this path, learning a lot. Learning curve is quite steep. And yeah, I've been a little bit into the stock market and exchange traded funds. So I knew a little bit about compounding interest and all that kind of stuff. But crypto, and especially a product like Hex, a 100% uptime finished product for 2 years, and what it does. And you mentioned the amazing Staker app, all the numbers that is there. Yeah, it's just amazing to learn about it, to start to realize the potential, the ideas, and yeah, I just can't wait to get this started with you and our guests. I think we will get some interesting people on here and exchange interesting ideas and talks, and we can all grow together.
Definitely. To myself, Meister Hex here, been in crypto since end of 2016, right before the ICO hype. So basically, I got in. I had to learn a lot. Started with obviously with Bitcoin, got into Ethereum, and then the ICO hype hit, and it was all new to me, and it was all new to many investors who joined the cryptocurrency space. And when you then get confronted with this ICOs and you read the white papers, it gets you hyped up pretty much, I have to say. It felt like I discovered fire, basically. And of course, I invested a little bit in that with the hope to make it, to get rich, right, as every one of us. And afterwards, of course, you had to realize, and when the hype blew up, that this was all like promises based on promises. You were hoping that not actually that the product or the project realized its promises, which were described in the white paper, but actually that there is some demand and there is some community behind. That was the actual hope, but you were actually just focused on the roadmap, that the new website, the new blockchain, and so on was built. But this was not even like a promise, like a guarantee for price appreciation. So after this, or during that 2017 bull run, I came across Richard Hart's live streams. Back then, as he already mentioned a couple of times, he was a Bitcoin maximalist, right? I really liked his videos. I liked his content, especially because it did not have any sponsors. It did not have any ads on the channel. And so you could be assured that it was a very honest opinion what he gave. He's also a very good entertainer, right? Like Misha, you can maybe you feel the same way, that it's always fun to watch Richard. And yeah, I kept following him. I continued following him. It was yeah, I learned from him. Actually, ironically, he saved me from investing too much into ICOs, because as a Bitcoin maximalist, you kind of then tend to Bitcoin. Since then, I followed Richard all the time. Then he came up with his actual new project or product, this dynamic fluid altcoin, which didn't work out in the end. But then pretty quickly he came up with the idea of Hex, and it was called, of course, Bitcoin Hex back then, which was funny.
Can you talk a little bit more about the altcoin? I never actually heard about it.
So I'm not very much into detail, because as I said, it was never realized. It was apparently too hard, if I remember it correctly. It had to do something with some fluid dynamics based on physics, and Yeah, I don't know, to be honest, but he had some very smart guests which were supposed to join this project, but apparently it was too hard in the end, so he dropped it. And I mean, you know Richard, right? He only does support projects that are very solid, very well researched. So I think it was just in the end too hard, and he could not. He didn't want it to fail, basically. So he made sure that he does a project or does a product that actually fulfills the expectations that he had to him towards the project. So yeah, that's good. Maybe that he didn't launch it. But yeah, then Hex basically, he came up with Hex. Was, for me personally, it was quite hard because after the ICO hype, I became very allergic towards any altcoin. I think many viewers can share this experience that you became very cautious. And even if it was from Richard Hart, I still did a lot of research. And thankfully, I did that, right? So I sticked from the beginning. I free claimed my free Hex, because back then for every Bitcoin you could get 10,000 Hex for free. Plus some bonuses. So
how was the claiming? Like for people who got in later, how did you do that?
So first of all, there's a default function within, for example, Trezor, the hardware wallet for Bitcoin, where you can just sign, and this function was actually not known to me at all. But so that was one point that was very suspicious to many people. Like, how do I sign? How do I give the signature through my wallet? And it sounded for many people like the feature was invented by Richard Hart back then, and it could be some sort of scam that may through which you may lose your private keys. But actually, it's a default feature by the wallets. Had nothing to do with Hex. It was just used by Hex to free claim. So that was a no-brainer to not use it. Actually, there was no risk basically to free claim your Hex. And there was a mechanism built in where you got diluted. I'm not really sure. I think it was a period of 1 year after launch, and after 1 year you would get 100% diluted. So you had 52 weeks to basically free claim, and the amount of free claim was constantly reduced within the 52 weeks.
Like the sacrifice bonus.
Yes, exactly, and yeah, exactly, and actually the amount of coins of Hex that did not get free claimed were actually distributed via the big payday back in November.
Oh,
so
and do a lot of like people that been longer in crypto and are experienced? Do they usually take free claims, or was it just the people that were on Richard Hart's site, his followers, or how's the distribution?
You mean in general, or?
Yeah.
Like back in 2017, it was very popular that you did airdrops just to get the community going, right? That's what I remember, and I met a lot of people from cryptocurrency communities that actually collected these airdrops. They were hunting for them. I mean, I don't know if it made sense, right? Because it costs a lot of time. You can get hacked. There's some risk involved, and in the end, how much can it be worth? So I don't know about any airdrop. Actually, I know a couple that were quite worth. But it's always about time, because back then Hex was worth nothing, and so many people just didn't bother. But yeah, I mean, 10,000 Hex with the bonuses, it was about like 14,000 Hex per Bitcoin, which is now, or like at all-time highs at Hex is about $7,000. It's amazing per Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And it's only the beginning, right? So
and if you staked it back then right away, like
exactly,
even more.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not even the amount of dollars that you would get through the free claims, in my opinion, but especially Hex is a finished product, as you mentioned, right?
Yeah. And but in order to be a participant of all that, you must have been into crypto way before Hex, right? so that you had Bitcoin, you knew how to claim and all that stuff.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, free claim was just one way to get into Hex, but of course there was this adoption amplifier, which caused a lot of drama back then. I mean, for me personally, it was kind of like a filter, because there's nothing wrong about the adoption amplifier. There's many good reasons to have it, and that was that was actually the main way how you could enter or how you could acquire some Hex from the beginning. Basically, every day there were about 500 million Hex in the pool, and every day you could send Ether to the adoption amplifier, and based on your share of the Ether pool, you would get the same amount of this roughly 500 million Hex that then you would receive on your address. And that adoption amplifier was ongoing for about, I think, for 1 year exactly. So that was actually the main way to get into Hex, besides the free claim.
Yeah, I see.
And yeah, but what I wanted to say back then, for me personally, Hex really taught me a lot about delayed gratification, because, as I mentioned, when you were part of the ICO mania in 2017, you want to just wait for the next pump, right? You were hoping, like all the other guys, that you would get rich very quickly. You could not actually delay the gratification. You were not patient.
Were you trading?
I personally was not trading. Also, thanks to Richard Hart's videos, I didn't want to try it because, yeah, most people lose their money, right?
Right. And not only money, maybe even your health and your friends.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely. You're always looking at the screen. I mean, ironically, right? All of us like to look into Staker, but that's another thing. It's fun. It's a great app that Steph and Firebun have done. And Kareem, the other day, Kareem joined as the head of business. So that's amazing to see the team growing there. Really exciting. But
they're located in Paris, right?
So I know Steph is from France, but I'm not sure where he lives. I think Firebun is from the US originally. And Kareem, I'm not sure where he originally is from, but I assume he lives in the US as well. So
yeah. One question from your Bitcoin and your altcoin time and ICO time pre-Hex, are there any figures you were associated with or you followed a lot, or friends that went into Hex at launch with you?
That's a good question. Like I really liked Richard Hart back then. I was very convinced. I had a feeling that he would not scam you, like because he proved himself in the past. As I mentioned, he did not have any ads. He did not have any sponsors. No agenda. No paid agenda in his channel, in his Twitter account. So he gained a lot of trust from personally. I think so, and so I invested in it, and I told also my friends on my network, but actually very few even did a little research just to check the opportunity. Many were, I don't know, like had an attention span of 2-3 minutes and basically just judged Richard on the very first view and said he's a scammer, or they heard he's a scammer, and they missed the opportunity of a lifetime, actually, because you know the chart, right?
Yeah. So your experience is people either get it or they are repelled by the videos on the phone, or?
I would say so. I would definitely say so, and especially the opinion of gurus, fake gurus, right? There are many of them out that didn't do the research as well. I mean, you don't have to get into Hex. You don't have to be.
But that's an important factor. The gurus who maybe didn't get a free claim or they didn't receive anything from Richard, so none of them shielded it or didn't talk about it. I think.
Yeah, definitely. I have to say there was a lot of misinformation out, but it was also, there are 2 points to it, right? There's a lot of it's kind of like an IQ EQ test that you have to prove to yourself, right? First of all, that you are able to do a little bit of research, that you coin your own opinion and not just randomly choose a guru to which you listen to where you should invest your money. So this is one point. But in regards of other streamers, I personally like Ivan, a very well-known YouTuber in the crypto space. He was actually always quite neutral to Hex. He didn't call it a scam. He was not a fan, and that's fair enough. You don't have to get into it. So this approach was quite neutral, and that was all right. But there were a lot of people who like attacked Richard literally for creating the coin, if the Hex, the product, which was very unfair. But yeah, as I mentioned, I tried to do my own research.
That's what I meant earlier. Like, even though he gets all this hate and like he could retire, live on an island, luxury life, he still goes out there, meet actual people. You can shake his hands. He takes time to make selfies with everyone, and yeah, he does it even though he sometimes gets so much hate. I think it's impressive.
Definitely. You can see that he is here for the glory. This Richard was already rich, as he mentioned, back before crypto was even invented. So he has no intention to scam people. He's here for the glory. I can imagine that this is exactly the way to go, because if you become rich, right? What's the next step? And this is to leave a footprint out of during your life, and build a legacy. And Richard, I'm convinced for many years now that this is exactly what his goal is. I talked to a person who attended the Paris meetup actually, and this person also confirmed Richard is exactly like on the streams. No hidden agenda. Very talkative, very approachable to everybody, regardless if you're rich or just a beginner or OG Hexagon. He took the time to talk to everybody. And actually, Paris meetup was really cool, because I heard there were only like 10, 15 people. So everybody had a lot of opportunity to interact privately with him as well, ask more questions. So yeah, very jealous about the Parisians who could join the Paris meetup. Really cool.
Yeah, nice. What else did that person tell you when that person met Richard Hart?
Yeah, as mentioned, like that he's exactly as on the streams, very approachable, super funny, super knowledgeable, but he's not rude, super nice.
Nice.
Really interacts with you. Also, you could see on the stream, right, that he when you joined the room, he immediately said something cool about your shoes, if you had nice shoes, or he noticed
people
something.
Came in and he was like, okay, I have to greet them, went actually up to them to shake their hands. Amazing.
Yeah, really cool. Like I hope we can join one of his meetups. That would be amazing.
Yes. So yeah, we're gonna live stream it, so that's coming up. I think another important topic would be, you mentioned earlier, safety. Maybe we can do one with the topic safety. And then of course we want to do the grassroots stuff, which is anyone can join. We have some guests coming up, right? We talk to them, and so we will just get them on the stream and get their story.
Absolutely. And maybe to finish on my last point, oh yeah, by the way, shout out, thanks for joining, David Sanchez. Nice to see you on our first stream here. Meister Hex here with Hex Misha, and yeah, we're happy to have more and more people from you joining us, and what Hex Grassroots is all about, right? So as mentioned, when Hex launched, there were of course the OG Hexicans, like Hexologist, the Captain, who were one of the first streamers, and the community just has been exploding since then. It's amazing. It grows so fast. And what we want to do here with Hex Grassroots, besides that we love to talk about Hex and PulseChain regardless and give it back to the community, we want to create a platform where we will regularly invite less known hexicans that are probably have a very interesting story to share. We see a lot of them mainly on Twitter, but they don't have an own stream, as mentioned. And we want to bring them as guests. We want to bring this grassroots hexicans, this less known hexicans. We want to bring them in to encourage them to engage a little bit more with the community, maybe exactly as a guest on this Hex Grassroots stream. Share easy way for them to interact with us, with rest of the community. And this is our approach, basically. So I'm looking forward to stream with them in the future, and also to have just nice conversations, interesting stories exchanged with these bunch of hexicans out there.
Yeah, we want to do it for like a European friendly time, right? So maybe Wednesday 8 p.m. Berlin time, Tuesday, something like this.
Yeah, we'll see what the market says, but exactly, as we are located in Europe, and of course there's many American streams out there. I remember I asked the captain once when I could join FN Hangout, and he said like, yeah, it's basically like European time, like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. And I was like, oh no, damn, I have to work. So I was too weak back then. It's a shame I didn't join. But this is just symbolic that many streams may be at a unfortunate time for European hexicans. So we also want to contribute a little bit to increase the amount of streaming time, which is a bit more European friendly in regards of time. So this is also one point. But as mentioned, the focus is especially on bringing on a less known hexicans that actually you would for sure recognize from Twitter. They are very proactive. Many of them were here from the beginning. But again, I think they just don't have the time or don't want to have an own stream. So here we are. We want to provide that to make it very easy for them to join every now and then, and just have a good chat with us and the rest of the community.
Awesome.
Yeah, Misha, how about yourself? Were you involved in some sort of stock trading, or did you invest before you get into cryptocurrencies?
Yeah, I was invested in stock market and ETFs, very basic. So I had some idea of markets and compounding interest, was interested in it. And then crypto just gave me, or Hex, the next thing, and to push it to another level and be even more interested in it, right? So when you come home and then you notice you're really interested in it, you want to learn about it more, you want to consume content to increase your knowledge. And yeah, I think our platform is just another platform for new people and old people to do what they like, talk about it, learn about it, grow with it, chat with like-minded people. I think this was missing for European time, but also, like you said, for lesser known people, so that anyone can join.
And how was for you the what made you want to get into crypto? Did you hear about it first of all, or how was your first step into cryptocurrency?
I wanted to diversify, like that I maybe hold, I was in ETF and all that stuff, and I thought, could be nice to have like 5 or 10% in crypto. And yeah, fast forward 6 months, it swapped completely. Like crypto is way more than any other asset class, highest appreciating asset ever. And
yeah, it gets really boring, right? Like once you get red pilled, especially with Hex, because cryptocurrency is one thing, right? Like the whole space. which is already amazing compared to as an asset class compared to more traditional asset classes like stocks, which is also a very valid solution and
it's like on steroids and
exactly.
And then
it's very hard to go back, right? Like once you're into cryptocurrency.
But I think also the whole investing compounding knowledge, this is also on steroid with Hex. Like you learn so much more in a shorter time. At least this was with me than it was the case before, when I was some years into stocks and learned some pieces, some nuggets, sometime. And with Hex, it's like you get such a thrill. You are so motivated. The whole community is so nice. Everyone on Twitter is so supporting. I tweeted something about Hex when I was completely new. People were giving me shout outs. Follow this new Hexican. I got 500 followers out of nowhere.
Amazing.
Suddenly you have like-minded people to talk about. This was never the case when I was doing stock market and ETFs. It was just me, and occasionally I would read a blog or watch a vlog. But yeah, everything's a little more intense in crypto.
Yeah, it's 100% right what you say. Especially, I think that because Hex is such a great product, such a net positive product, finished product, immutable product, it attracts the right persons, the right people, the right characters to build the community. Because as you said, the community is amazing. Like even if you don't like Hex, you just would love the community. It's so helpful. I really also laughed once the captain made a very good speech at the Hangouts, one of the Hangout streams, that he will do everything to keep the community honest, positive, right? That there's no egos arising. And my experience with the community has been amazing from the beginning, very helpful. Also with other stuff, actually, not even Hex related, not even cryptocurrency related. Very genuine people, very communicative, and the active community exploded actually. Because I remember in the beginning there were like 2 or 3 streams, as I mentioned, Hexologist, one of the first, the captain, then with him, and every week more and more streamers came up, exactly like us today. After years in Hex, we decided to give a little bit more back, not only on Twitter, but to engage a little bit more through this channel, and I hope others will do the same. So basically our vision is to contribute to the scenario where there is 24/7 a Hex live stream going on from somebody, and we want to be part of that with Hex Grassroots.
Exactly.
Nice. Yeah, Misha, so you mentioned you invested in stocks, then you wanted to diversify with cryptocurrency. Are you still into stocks once you got red pilled basically with Hex?
Yeah, I still have my portfolio, and I think it's never wrong to diversify, even though Hex, of course, is a way better product, so to speak. Let's see what the future holds.
Cool. And how about PulseChain? Did you sacrifice for the freedom of speech as well?
Yes. And I also posted on Twitter that I did it as a political statement. And I think it's just right. It should be possible for everyone to participate, and if there are fees or something else prohibiting people from it, then it's not right. Everyone should be should have the potential to join and take part. So definitely a good thing. And also earlier I wanted to mention, when we talked about Richard Hart, longevity, I also really like the longevity. That actually what brought my attention to longevity. I didn't know about this movement or this field of science exist. But I think it's a good thing. Like Richard said, it might not make you 300 years old, but maybe it will make your pet live longer. Like
exactly, or generations after you. Definitely. I mean, it's a good thing for the human species as a whole. So it's a noble thing of Richard Hart to contribute to that. 27 million raised. He also volunteered back in, I think, 2006. He said to the Sense Foundation, made some videos for them. So that's another proof, right? That's another thing that shows that Richard Hart is one of the it's a giving tree of crypto, basically. And when others call him a scammer, like, I got really angry when I hear people claiming he's a scammer. But now I feel very sorry for them, actually, because you have empathies with people, right? And if they just blindly call him a scammer and miss the great opportunity which Hex and PulseChain is, you start to feel sorry for them. And I saw a lot of people missing out that did not want to invest back then when I told them, when Hex was like half a penny or 1 penny. But now when it's like 40, they're starting to come. So it's a little bit sad, but hey, better late than never, right? And it's just the beginning anyway.
I think it's kind of tough if you lose APY because of your ego or your bad due diligence. Or you're not willing to talk about it. Like, yikes.
Yeah, definitely. But hey, it's just the beginning. Nevertheless, it's so surreal when you saw the t-shirt prices back then, or when you wanted to stake like 10,000 hex or 50,000 hex. It was in the very beginning like some pocket money, right? It was worth nothing, literally. But now it's a lot of money. For many people, it's a lot of money. So it also just shows like how fast, and especially also because we are pre-viral, right? More and more hexicans are born every day. And for them, they have our price target as well. And it also shows you how fast the overall community can get used to price. I remember when Hex reached 1 cent, or back then, even way before, it was a global target. It was an unimaginable target. Everybody was saying, like, if Hex reaches 1 cent, it's impossible. It will take a couple of years. Everybody was dreaming. And when it then really hit 1 cent, everybody was freaking out, like, in a positive way. And now we are sitting at 42 cents and everybody is like, yeah, we're going sideways. It's just, we are exploding rather sooner than later. We go to $1 till end of the year. So 40 cents has become the new half a cent, basically. And it just shows how fast you get used to prices. And the sky is the limit, basically, as Richard Hart said. And this makes more and more sense when you get more and more involved in the Hex community, that people will be very surprised that Hex when Hex reaches like $100 or even more, and I think it will at some point.
Yeah, because I heard someone say time deposit is the instrument where the most money is in, the biggest financial instrument. It's time deposit, and Hex is a blockchain time deposit, a smart contract time deposit, immutable. So let that sink in.
Shout out to Hexican Girl who just joined us. Shout out to you. You have amazing TikTok snippets, videos. We really love it. And of course, we hope you're gonna join us soon. This is all what Hex Grassroots is all about, right? For personalities like Hexican Girl, who's quite popular within the Hexican Twitter community, I would say. But if I'm not mistaken, you don't have your own stream. Hexican Girl does not have her own stream. So we would love to have you on the show. Shout out to you, Hexican Girl. Thanks for showing by. Misha, what do you think? Where will be the next meetup? or with Richard Hart?
I guess Hamburg.
I hope Hamburg.
Hamburg,
I
then
hope
Copenhagen.
Hamburg.
Yeah.
The more, the better, right?
Yeah. Imagine he does a meetup in the Elbphilharmonie.
Yeah, that's a nice new building. Really nice. Looks like a wave, right? They wanted to emit some sort of like the Hamburg seaside. Exactly. It would be really cool. You can suggest it to him. Maybe it will fill up all the hexicans that show up.
Yeah, I think Germany meetup is gonna be huge.
Definitely.
Like we saw some Germans in Zurich, like Sticker Guy. And yeah, I think if he goes to Germany, it's gonna be huge. I don't know about the COVID stuff. Like I think from what I heard, he doesn't have a vax pass, so I don't know how this will work out in Germany.
Yeah, I think as long as you can get tested, it's fine because, for example, if you want to go to the UK, you have to go to quarantine. So that's the reason why he will not show up there, unfortunately. But I think in Germany it should be fine. Yeah, Hamburg is on the way to, as you mentioned, to Copenhagen, to Scandinavia. So yeah, who knows? We hope. We wait for some messages from Richard.
Hey, one more question. You mentioned earlier Hexologist. Like I obviously know him from Twitter, but I never really got like, why is he famous? What did he do? Like he's an OG who pushed the community a lot, or?
Yeah, so Hexologist was basically one of the first YouTube streamers which did a daily hex show. He literally did a daily show by himself. He's a super fun guy. I never met him personally, unfortunately. I hope it will change. But yeah, I watched his streams, chatted with him a couple of times on Twitter and on Telegram. Super nice dude, super approachable, very funny, very positive. And he contributed a lot, actually. As I mentioned, had a daily stream, daily hack stream. He hosted the 24-hour live stream. I think it was 24 hours. And he was awake all the time. So also a tough guy. And
he met Hex Abit in Lyon in Iowa, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. Yeah, I saw the picture. I think he brought his daughter, Hexina. Nice. So cute. Yeah, the German guys and the daughter Hexina looked so cute together. I love this picture, like a happy modern family. Really nice.
Yeah. Let's talk about Crypto-Sparbuch. They're also doing amazing things right now, right?
Yeah, Crypto-Sparbuch, yeah, definitely. Patrick, Hex Lion, and Abbott Hex, Alan.
Did you know them from the beginning, like right away, or?
I'm not sure if from right away, but definitely below 1 penny, I would say. So more than 6 months at least. No, actually more. Actually, it was before Big Payday Day. Maybe May 2020, June 2020. I'm not 100% sure, but they've been going strong. Like they put a lot of work in their German stream because they have English and German streams. They had amazing presentations during the Big Payday party or during the online Hex meetup, Hex conference, where they did some simulations of the payouts. Was amazing. Very hardworking Hexicans. I love their energy because they remind me, and the German viewers will probably know, there were some 2 football commentators, Delling and Günther Netzer, which were amazing together. they had a very good vibe together. But sometimes they got into discussions live on the on the football game, during the football game, and they reminded me a little bit of them. So amazing atmosphere, what they create, Patrick and Alan, and they do now the US show, right? Which is, they just take it to the next level. I think approaching around 50 US cities, where they
1 year in total on the road, meetup to meetup. Pretty sick.
Yeah, really nice. They living the dream, working hard, work hard, play hard. Yeah. I think that's their motto. So
I think I remember Abid saying on his stream he retired in February this year when Hex hit 1 cent.
Yeah, crazy.
Imagine it did a 40x from that time.
Yeah, but this is exactly what I like about Abid, as an example, right? Because he just he tried to stay net positive, even if he retired. That means basically that he has to sell some Hex, and of course, obviously, everybody can do whatever he or she wants. But he tries to stay net positive, and he works, as he mentioned a couple of times, so hard to spread the word out of gratitude, and also to onboard other people. So respect to him that he still pushes hard, even harder than before. And I think that's the goal of all of us, right? To get to more knowledgeable. I learn every day new stuff in regards of Hex, in regards of cryptography, in regards of PulseChain. So, and the rabbit hole goes pretty deep, I have to say, with Hex. So I remember in the beginning, you were just, okay, it's another coin, right? In the very first beginning, again, because you were maybe very allergic to altcoins because of the ICO hype back then, and you got burned. But then you learned about the t-shirts, and you're like, okay, all right, that's interesting. Then you learned more about the concept that it's actually finished, because this was a complete new concept in the cryptocurrency space, because all the other projects, especially in 2017, they launched with millions of dollars collected, multi-millions, hundreds of millions, and billions even, and there was nothing there. There was no product there. There was nothing built. They just launched a white paper. And the ironic thing is that you really got hyped. You really got like, okay, wow, this sounds so amazing. I have to invest. But actually, it was just a paper, right? And as I mentioned before, even though they would realize the roadmap and actually build it, it's not guaranteed for the price, because maybe they had very bad fundamentals implemented. Maybe they had very bad, I don't know, team execution, no community behind it. And then there was no use out of it. So you learn more and more about Hex. And when you learn the concept that it's actually finished, it's immutable. Yeah. And it's also like in some sort of open source, and I think many people have a misconception about that, because you can verify the code by yourself. That's totally fine. You cannot just use it commercially to build a copycat. That's the point. What Richard Hart mentioned, that it's not open source, but of course it's accessible, and then you can read the code by yourself. So it's amazing.
The fact that they put a time deposit, which already exists for hundreds of years with banks, they put it on a blockchain immutable smart contract. That's just whoa. And you mentioned t-shirts. Like, once you start to grasp a little bit about what a t-shirt does, it's really fireworks in your brain, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
How long did it take you to grasp what T-share is? Like, in the beginning, you just bought the coin, or you were all about T-shirts from the beginning?
That's a really good question, because in the beginning, and that was also a new concept for me, and I think for many people, that it's actually not about Hex, it's about T-shirts. And Richard says or many hexicans already mentioned from the very beginning, like, make sure to save, to lock your T-shirts as much as possible, as long as possible. And back then, of course, you somehow think you understood it, right? But you didn't really. So I blindly just followed the advice, but I didn't exactly understood the concept. But then you understand that it's about the t-shirts to generate the passive income, to get a big portion of the daily inflation, but also about the from the penalties that occur during the day. And in a perfect scenario for me, there should be no liquid hex at all, because all are burned for the t-shirts. And this is what it is about. It's all about the t-shirts. In the future, maybe there won't be any hex left on the market. You have to wait.
Yeah,
you have to ask.
I remember.
People, and ask means the price go up.
I remember we talked about, like, if more people start to grasp what a t-shirt does, and then we get a FOMO not of hex but of t-shirt, and then people will buy up all the hex, but not to have hex, just to get the t-shirt, and then hex price goes insane because everyone wants to get them, but not to hold hex, just as an instrument to get a t-shirt. And yeah, this could happen, like if everyone wants to lock down a t-shirt, it
definitely
could do crazy things to the hex price.
Yeah, soon it will be B-share, right? It will be common. What is a t-share?
People discussing to list payout per B-share.
Yeah. Yeah, time flies, but yeah, hex is just appreciating. It's just the beginning. That reminds me the video of one of other OG Hexagon. I think, sorry if I pronounce it wrong, David Feeder from the US. He was, I think, the first one who published a video, a thank you video addressed to Richard Hart, expressing his gratitude. It was very cool. I think he was the first one, so it also encouraged other persons that were thankful for Hex and for Richard Hart to also publish videos with their face to express their gratitude. Was amazing, and he did it actually when Hex hit 1 cent, because that was his internal price target, so he could pay off his student debts. Was amazing. And he mentioned it as well, like it's just the beginning. Back then it's still just the beginning. Even at 40 cents, 50 cents, we are pre-viral. Nobody is talking about Hex except like the crypto space, the Hexagon space, but it's getting out there. I love this grassroots approach. Just the other day I saw again this Hex banner flying above some event. And also today I put on my FOMO pants because Hexologist actually just announced that at during some college football game there will be something coming up. So no expectations, but yeah, I'm curious what will happen. I love this grassroots approach. I don't know if you saw it, Misha, the Hex ads during Premier League football games. Did you see it?
No, but they had advertisement in the UK pretty early. Like when we saw the taxi cabs with Hex advertisement, that was like pretty early. And do you know anything about it? Is it a UK guy doing this, or what is it?
I think so. Yeah, I think in the UK it's going a lot because there was also an ad in the Economist, and
okay.
Yeah, exactly. I love this grassroots approach. People getting really creative with spreading the word.
Like private people, like somebody decides to make this advertisement.
Yeah, this is also the beautiful thing, right, about Hex, because there's no Hex company. There's no as Richard Hart says, when somebody asks him what you do to increase the Hex awareness or the Hex price, I just sit. I don't do anything. And that's exactly the point. Like, there's no expectations, there's no company. And this was also one of the concepts that I realized with Hex, actually, because back in 2017, when I was invested in some other coin, there was a so-called non-profit foundation of the coin. And it sounds very noble, right, on the first glance. But if you think about it, this non-profit foundation, they don't intend to make profit, but they still have sometimes even hundreds of employees, right? And they have to be paid. And often the coin was pre-mined, and the foundation holds a lot of coins, and they have to sell it regularly to pay the employees in dollars. So in the first stage, you thought like, oh, amazing, there are hundreds of people to spread the word, but flying around the world. But it's a negative externality to the project, and I really realized it later on that this is actually, it doesn't have to be a good thing. So yeah,
and,
go ahead.
Some like Bitcoin, like maybe you can explain it. Bitcoin has a foundation. Like what's up with these foundations, and does Hex have it, or like what can a foundation even do if it's supposed to be mutable? Can you give me some insight?
Yeah, sure. Before that, I want to shout out to Bhavani Yo, German, was geht? Schön, dich hier zu haben. And also to Kay Hudson. Thanks for showing up, guys. It's our first episode here for the new guys. Hex Grassroots, all about Hex, all about Pulse. And our focus is to, as mentioned before, to build a platform where other hexicans can easily join, that don't want to have own streams, that are less known in the community. So we want to get them on board. We want to make them share their Hex story, talk with us in a very relaxed, chilled format. So yeah, happy to have you here, guys. And you will hear more from us. Yeah, back to your question, Misha. So Bitcoin used to have a foundation, I think, back then. But they don't have one now. They don't have like a central entity like Hex. And Hex self never had one. It launched finished, right? Immutable finished product. They don't need one, and it's a grassroots approach. And of course, as Richard often says, one of the reasons is to avoid being a security. There are no expectations from entrepreneurial effort, from managerial effort. But everything that has been done for Hex is a grassroots approach, is a community volunteer approach, like we do, like all the other streamers do, just out of gratitude. And I think there are more and more of us there, and that's why we also started the stream, to give them a platform to join and share their story.
Nice.
Yeah, really cool.
We didn't talk about Huddle Dog yet.
Yeah, Huddle Dog. Yeah. Yeah. Do you like him? Do you watch him?
Yeah. He's the first one I ever watched, right? And where I learned a lot. And yeah, he was in Zurich. And yeah, it was really nice to see him. I think he's a great guy, great personality. Was smiling a lot. So yeah, I definitely keep on watching him, but also very good information on his channel.
Yeah, shout out to Huddle Dog.
Stuff.
Shout out to Hexologist. Shout out to the captain. Ironically, we probably won't invite you because, as mentioned, you guys have your own streams. You are quite popular, and we want to give the attention to less known hexicans to grow the community, to spread the word even more. But yeah, we love you guys anyway. Yeah, I think he joined the Zurich meetup. It was really cool. I saw him in the stream. And yeah, today I listened to the FN Hangouts from yesterday. It was so funny because FN Hangouts, Discord Syndicate Hangouts, the captain is hosting it with Joker. Today was Joker there, some other hexicans with some amazing stories shared. And actually, there was a community inside joke about the captain, that he's so short. I don't know if you noticed
I never heard about it.
No, because they met once, right, or for the first time, and then the captain is a bit shorter, so they made just a little bit fun. They made some memes, where they put some box below his feet and so on. It was really funny, very good atmosphere. And the captain had his moment today, because when they shot the video for for the latest Hex song. I think it's called. Let me check. I don't want to misspell it. Through Orology. Did you listen to it?
No, I didn't.
Well, it's such a cool song, and the video is amazing.
And who made it?
Let me just check, because I don't want to misspell the name.
By the way, it's Richard Hart's birthday today. So happy birthday.
Yeah, Richie. 42 is the new 24, I heard. Did you wish him happy birthday?
Not on Twitter yet. Maybe got to do it and save the date, October 9th.
Really nice, yeah. So the song is from Freddy Quotes. He's very popular, and I will share it also in the chat. That's probably very well known anyway. And the video was amazing. The video they shot this, and the clip they shot is amazing. And the captain and Joker also participated in the video, and the captain basically said at this Hangouts yesterday that Joker was actually shorter than him. So he made a lot of fun of Joker, basically, that he's not the shortest guy. Yeah. Very cool stream.
Joker's someone with his own channel, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's doing very energetic streams as well. I mean, the community, it's a full-time job to actually follow all the Hexicans. Back then it was, again, like 3-4 streams. But now it's like, it's a full-time job to keep up. So, and we just started, right? So yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing how the community is growing. Have you had the chance to watch one of the streams? Like you mentioned Hodl Dog, right?
Yeah, I mostly watch Hodl Dog, Crypto Sparbuch, and sometimes a little bit of Discourse Syndicate.
Cool.
What else? Yeah, but I've been noticing new streams coming up. YouTube suggesting new Hex stuff. I've been kind of looking into it. Today I listened to two US guys. Don't remember the name.
Yeah, when you cannot sleep, you there's some US stream going on.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you can just
also
watch it in the night if you're in Europe.
Yeah, and also on Twitter, lots of new people showing up.
Definitely, it's a full-time job. Twitter is exploding. I literally follow everyone that has Hex in his Twitter handle or biography.
Yeah.
Then I straight up follow this person, just to support each other. Yeah, and every time I get every time I log in, I get new suggestions. There's like Hex A, Hex B, Hex C. So many new faces. It's really spreading. You could really feel that Hex as a community is pushing to go viral, and it's about to explode even more. So it's amazing to be part of it, to contribute to it, and grow with it together.
Yeah, one guy we didn't talk about yet, but we also like him, right? Is Funding Jim, Gary.
Yeah, amazing.
He's been also doing great stuff over there in Ukraine, I think, and he's also been to, what was it, Zurich meetup?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think he was the main moderator, I would say, asking most of the questions, trying to give it some sort of agenda, some sort of direction. Did an amazing job. Funding Jim, very experienced, very, very clever gentleman. And I think what he tries to contribute is very important because, as you mentioned, Misha, right? If you come from the more traditional asset classes like stocks, which was one of the best back then, right, before crypto. But if you get wealthy pretty fast, like you may have no experience, no knowledge what to do next. And speaking about sudden wealth syndrome, which is covered by Maddie Allen, Funding Jim is trying to help also Hexicans, right? Like take it to the next step to preserve the wealth, reinvest into Hex, diversify maybe a little bit, but also how to improve your social life with with the network coach that he brings in. So yeah, that's amazing. Like I think it's very valuable, and I hope
Hex University.
something. Hex University. Yeah, did you watch his videos about that?
I saw some streams, and he was looking up property in Miami and what would be a good location and what would be a good compound. Yeah, looks exciting.
Amazing. Yeah. Do you know if he found already some mention that is worth to accommodate?
I think he's been on vacation in Ukraine, right, with staff from Staker app and some hexicans.
But I think he's not on vacation. I think he went there because the social networking part is taking place in Ukraine, right, with the entourage and with the clubbing and so on. Is it not in Odessa?
I saw a couple of videos. They were definitely doing fun stuff, but I'm not totally in the loop what it is all about. Is it already a course of Hex University, or is it just
test? Test net,
yeah,
test drive, test
net with the OGs in Odessa.
yeah, exactly. Test things out. If everything works fine. Yeah, but this is amazing, really. Like even for Europeans, it may not be in. I'm not 100% sure, so please check out Funding Jim's stream and offer what he's doing there. But I think it's mainly addressed to US hexicans, because it's also, you have to be part of some company of some liability, right? So I'm not sure if it's addressed to hexicans from other part of the world, but I hope something more fungible will be launched as well for European hexicans, also for Asian hexicans, right? African hexicans, to spread it out. But I think it's just the beginning. I think obviously he starts where his knowledge is based on, so it's the US market and South America, Latin America. But I think it will spread with the time. So yeah, also excited to watch his streams all the time.
Yeah, I think he's quite a character, Gary. And do you know anything more about him, or you just learned about him in Hex? Or because I think he was in property before Hex or something like that.
I think so as well. I only met him through his streams, right? With related to Hex. But I think he's been in Hex from the beginning, and yeah, as you said, I think also he's a lot into real estate. He mentioned every now and then Robert Kiyosaki, right? The real estate guy, you could say. Yeah, so excited to see what will come.
He's
more.
Way underrated. He has like 2.8 K subscribers. I'm gonna post his channel in the chat.
I think he's been around for many years already. Like his experience with business, preserving wealth. So yeah, looking forward. I hope meet one day. We're gonna meet him one day. Hopefully, maybe next year. There's some meetup, some Las Vegas conference coming up, right? I think it's in March.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. But isn't there also supposed to be an online event first? I was confused because they said you would have to buy the online event, and then it's kind of transfers into the live Vegas event ticket.
But aren't these two? I think they're two separated. There's one online in January and one in March, from the 6th until the 9th.
The March one is the live one, yeah?
The March one is the live one in Las Vegas, yeah. I'm just checking Maddie Allen's website again. Yeah, are you joining, Misha?
I would
Will
love
you attend?
to. I don't know if I get a vacation, but I would definitely love to.
Yeah, you don't want to lose the t-shirts, right? Like you delay the gratification.
If like Abit says Hex $7, then I'm going.
Heck, okay, $7.
Sweet.
So if we reach $7 until March next year, we will see you at Vegas, yeah.
Maybe even under $7. I don't know. I have to have to look into it.
If they do the quick math.
Yeah, but I still haven't worked out the online event in January, because I heard something like you buy the ticket for the online event and this one transfers into your Vegas ticket.
So
like
first
that.
of all, there are two events. First of all, there's this January online event. It's from the 6th until the 9th of January 2020. 2022. And then there's the on-site event in Vegas, as mentioned, from the 6th of March until the 9th of March. And the tickets, I'm gonna just share. Shout out to Hex Turbo. Thanks for showing by. Glad you like the stream. It's our first episode, Hex Grassroots, with no guest today. We just wanted to introduce ourselves, talk as always about Hex, about Pulse, just have fun with you guys. But it's all about bringing less known Hexicans on the stream so they can share their story with us, so we can meet them. Looking forward to have some nice discussions about Hex, about Pulse. So yeah, thanks again, Hex Turbo, for showing up today. I will share the ticket site from Maddie.
Yes. Interesting.
Yeah. There was already one, yeah. Not long time ago, there was a Hex meetup in Vegas.
Yeah. And Richard Hart was there with a live stream, right, to address the people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I think that was pretty nice.
He joined. There was some karaoke I saw. It was a lot of fun. I never been to. Have you been to Vegas yet?
Never. But you hear both negative things, like this big thing in the desert, but I think there's also, and partying, alcohol, and gambling. But I think you can do a lot of nice things, like going to shows, play golf, nice restaurants, do fun stuff with your friends. I also know a lot of scientific conferences are hosted in Vegas.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that's pretty funny.
Nice, awesome. Yeah. I think there's a lot of option. Everybody will find something for him or for herself.
Whatever floats your boat, right?
Exactly. And Hex is the connector to all of us sooner or later. So yeah, good. Many reasons to go there.
Definitely.
So we have the Hex conference starts at $369.
Are you sharing your screen?
No, I just shared the link on the chat.
Okay. It's organized by Matti Allen. Yeah, we didn't talk about him yet. We got all the public figures almost covered. Matti Allen, also a OG, yeah.
Yes, you could call him an OG. Let me just share the screen. Do you see my screen, Misha?
I do, yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, this is basically the ticket site for the event, so we can just check it out together.
October. It said October.
Okay. First bug, we can notify Maddie. Help out.
Week.
Sales the sales ends 12th of October. All right. And it's for the Hex conference. Okay, maybe the ticket is for both. And I think it's just like, it's not like that I'm not really sure. Like I have to, maybe I ping Maddie. Because I remember that he said something that I'm not 100% sure that you don't necessarily have to buy a ticket. You just like help out with that or contribute with that. I'm not really sure. Maybe it's just part of the show. Yeah, but it would be great to participate in one of these. The online definitely, and second Hex conference in Vegas next year would be amazing too. I think the Crypto Sparbuch were recently at Vegas, right?
They were in Vegas. Yeah, I think they started there, went from Vegas to San Diego, LA, up San Francisco, Oregon, Portland, Seattle, and now Boise.
Nice. And this is where they met with amongst
And I think they will also end in Las Vegas. So in about, I don't know, some months they will come back to Vegas. Maybe they will come back, like they make their trip and then they'll be back to the meetup in Vegas.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think New Year's they're gonna spend in Miami, I think.
Nice.
So this is amazing. Yeah, they do amazing job. Man, so excited about everything. So much going on. Recently also there was some, I put my former pants on again because in the Git repository of PulseChain, they added the snapshot code. So yeah, this is exciting, right? A lot of things are moving in the right direction. So, and as Richard already gave us a hint during the meetups, if you watch the stream, that there will be no warning. There will be no warning, or a very short one to avoid that.
He said it in Amsterdam again.
Exactly, yeah. So maybe the snapshot will take place any day. Who knows? Or sooner than we thought, right? At least.
And he gave a reason why he want to have a short notice, but I can't remember it. Do you know it?
I think it has something to do to avoid or that bad actors would game the system or just dump the price, right? Just to sell the news. I think that's it. I mean, most genuine hexicans or honest hexicans, they don't care because they sacrificed already. They have their stakes staked out, right? They have their liquid. They don't care if it's like tomorrow or in 1 or 2 weeks or maybe end of year. For me personally, for example, it doesn't. It has no much difference. I would say. Hexican Girl also just said, yeah, she hopes that it will drop without a warning. I think that would be the best actually, because true hexicans, there's no big difference for us, right? So that would be the best way, I think. But yeah, software is hard, so also we have to make sure that everything is running. Richard already mentioned that he wanted to launch the testnet as fast as possible. He did that just to identify all the bugs that are out there. I think they had some issues with the block explorer. So also, guys, to you, if you can participate in the testnet, do it. Send the test coins back and forth. That would be definitely helpful. But they reboot from every now and then, so you would have to do it as well. But yeah, PulseChain is coming closer. I remember this sacrifice phase, 2 weeks, right? It was so exciting.
Yeah, it really was.
It was so funny because I was at the airport and it was exactly at the time when the sacrifice phase launched. And then I had to turn off my phone because I went on board, and then I landed after a couple of hours, and then straight up joined again, checked Twitter, of course, followed the news. Exciting times, really exciting times.
Yeah, we got to do a PulseChain launch stream with a lot of people that want to talk about it, celebrate it.
Definitely. You know? Definitely, yeah, definitely. What do you particularly like about Hex? Is there a feature that you really like, and which feature didn't you know from the beginning, and then you just learned about it on your way, right, on the journey? Do you have a favorite one?
Besides T-share and the delayed gratification, that obviously if you're invested in something and you have more, you would get more. But with T-shares, more pays better. You get an extra bonus. Not only you put more in, you get more, you get an extra bonus and get more. And for staking longer, you get more. So if you have the delayed gratification, then you will get more. But also you have to fulfill your commitment. You have to be strong. You have to live long enough, and you need to have the faith and not be weak and fulfill your commitment. And I think that's a great game, so to speak. You choose. It's only you and the smart contract. There's no middleman. You do it.
No
you
middleman.
mint it yourself. And
the t-shirts are working regardless of what you do. So when you sleep, they work. When you go to the gym, they work out as well.
Exactly. Richard
do
Hart
run,
said it.
they
You
run.
can be the highest paid lawyer in the world, but the day doesn't have enough hours. So you need you need to own something that that works for you while you sleep. And that was like when you asked me about my start in the stock market and ETF, like that was something I started to grasp a little bit, but now with Hex and more engagement, it's on steroids. I think like a person needs to realize this concept of having a share of something, and it can increase and compound and all that stuff.
Definitely. I spoke to a friend of mine who is only getting started in stocks only, right? Only in stocks. But he said that when he when he got paid out the dividends, that it was such an amazing feeling, only if it was like a couple of dollars. And then you really start to understand the importance of passive income, of investing. And this is the way to go. And especially with Hex, and especially with a really nice user interface like the Staker app. It's such a good feeling it's also very easy to delay gratification, because you see it grow, right? You see it grow, and it's just the beginning of an exponential grow, because this is mathematically guaranteed by the code. And it makes it so much easier to delay the gratification. And I also thought back then, like when Hex was 1 cent, which is like, I don't know, it was just half year ago or 7-8 months ago. When you would sell then, right, you would miss like a minimum 40-50x without staking, right? So this shows you just that it's good to delay gratification, and that's why I also try to not spend too much and just preserve the t-shirts, because this is what it's all about, right?
I think you need to get, or at least for myself, I decided to get into a mindset and a life where I am trying to work hard and live a good, but also to some degree humble life, and still have those t-shirts working in my bag, because they are working for you. That is amazing. So now you can put your energy and time into developing yourself, be a better person, and good decision can also compound, I think. And one more thing, I wanted to come back to the being true, speaking the truth, and holding up your decision, like when you stake for 5 years or 10 years, whatever. Like, you got to be strong and you got to be true and fulfill that commitment that you went in. And people that don't, that Hex gets distributed to the staker class, right? So it's not getting eaten up by fees or rakes or goes to some kind of middleman. It goes to that people that actually are strong enough and are committed to their promise that they made. And
it's a lovely feature. I love this penalty feature.
And then imagine you have like this 15-year stake, 555, and you will have the same amount of t-shirts in 12 years. Imagine how powerful that is. And like, you keep going with your commitment, you delay the gratification, and
like people will be like, you have a t-shirt, what the hell?
yeah. So staking longer is not about getting more t-shirts. It's also, you will have those t-shirts for so long. This is so good.
Yeah, it feels so good when you do this 5-5-5-5 stakes. Like, the first one was because when you come from, I mean, our society has a pretty short attention span, right? With all this digitalization and so on. I'm also talking about myself. So you live on a very short notice all the time. It's getting faster every day. And like when you then think about your first 5-5-5-5 stake, just like, oh my god, like this is so long, no chance. Like, I want to have it now. I want to in the beginning, right? But when you do it,
it was
then
unimaginable at first. Like,
yeah, exactly. And but afterwards, only a couple of months later, when you see actually the stack growing already, this long commitment is already growing. You see it very nicely through the stake up, for example. You actually very thankful in hindsight that you actually did it, because you hopefully you will. This 15 years will pass, right?
And by that time, you maybe learn about doing a ladder or something. So it makes sense.
Exactly. Definitely. And I saw a lot of people who wanted to stake, who I onboarded, and they were when I proposed them to stake at least for 8 years or longer, they were like, "Oh my God, no, I can't do that. I want to stake for half a year." not because they need the money, right? Like in 6 months, but because they could not foresee them in like 10, 15 years. They could not delay that much ratification because they were not used to it, maybe.
Right.
Or we are not used to it.
Daily life is not about putting something up for 15 years.
How about yourself? Like, obviously, you probably have a couple of stakes, Misha. Can you reveal how was it for you to do the first stake? Or actually, maybe even one step earlier. How did you? Because it's quite a hassle, right? Still to get into Hex and get them staked and so on, with the fees and on ramps and so on. Can you share a little bit the story or the journey from your side? What were the struggles? What were the hurdles? Can you share your journey?
Yeah, the struggles are real. I mean, if you are all by yourself, you have no one into crypto who is into crypto and can show you a little bit, it's really tough. And I probably wouldn't have never done it, because to on ramp, I used to send money. And yeah, I think also my upbringing, is you get to be skeptical of these kind of things. So I think it's tough for people that don't have anyone in the game that can show them a little bit, that have no one to talk about. I think that's a good thing that we're doing this and inviting ordinary people, and anyone can join, because the first hurdle is pretty high. And thankfully I had friends who were into crypto, so it was a little bit easier.
Cool. And how did you? So did you already have like USDC or Ethereum, or how did you manage to get into or buy Hex first of all?
I used on-ramp companies to get ETH, swapped ETH into Hex, had to keep some ETH, and then I staked it.
All right, and I can imagine it's still a hassle, right? Like you have to transfer the money first to some random country, maybe even to get the ETH. Then you have to wait, and if you're new to crypto.
And now imagine a person all by himself who's never been concerned with his finances ever. Like, I don't know,
especially
maybe
in
people
crypto.
coming up. You don't get you don't have this in school, like whatever taxes, saving up for your retirement for later. And yeah, it would be tough, to open up a wallet and just start doing crypto.
Yeah, especially because it feels like you're on the wild river with crocodiles, because it's self-custody, right? The crypto like Hex, you hold your own private keys, and you always have this fear in mind if you're not experienced. And many noobs who I onboarded also said, like, damn, like I would never do it by myself, because you don't exactly know if you have not been around for some time, right? And you did your experience. If you do the right thing, and if you lose it, if you lose your private keys, or you unfortunately you get in touch with some scammer, then your whole portfolio may be gone. So this is the scary part, actually, because there's no phone number you can call, which has advantages and disadvantages, of course. It's a way greater responsibility. Hey, but this is also your money, right? It's worth to invest some time to learn about it. But I think this is the scary part for many people at the beginning.
It's maybe a mental hurdle to overcome.
Definitely. Plus the hassle, right? Plus the hassle that your transaction does not go through. So as you mentioned, you bought ETH through some on-ramp. Which wallet did you use? You probably use MetaMask or?
Yeah, MetaMask.
Cool. Yeah, and then the transaction fees, right? Sometimes when people are used to do transactions for free, basically, and if then you have to tell them, hey, there's this cool product, but yeah, you can invest 1,000. Okay, but be prepared. They have to pay 300 or even more for the fees. This is also some kind of a hurdle for onboarding new people. So I'm really excited about PulseChain. That the onboarding will become way more easier for sure.
Yeah. It's tough also with friends. Like you wanna tell them about it and do good, and yeah, it's difficult.
Definitely, because also on the one side you want to tell your friends about great opportunities like Hex, right? And I'm happy I did it. But on the other side, you have the fear that you friends may lose money. But I think in the end, you have to share. I think you have to share it with them because maybe there was somebody who shared it with you, right? And now I think you or some other persons are pretty happy about it. So I really love to spread the word. Of course, I tell them about the risks. This is your obligation. But
you could frame it also positive. Like you need to be responsible for your life, for your health, your body, whatever. But also in this case, your wallet, your asset.
And Hex in crypto is going nowhere, right? So even you could start with a very small amount that you are definitely willing to lose, just in the worst case scenario that you get hacked, just to take out the fear. That it will be still a very good experience for you to get into crypto as an asset class, to get into, especially into Hex, into PulseChain. And I think this, I made the experience that this was also very helpful to onboard people. And once things are get rolling, they love it and they don't want to turn back. I never had somebody who said, like, I don't want to have anything to do with it. It's the opposite, especially in Hex with the delayed gratification. This is what I really love about Hex the most, actually. It's t-shirts are great, of course. The founder is great, but the community is just it's just amazing. And when I compare it to communities back in 2017 from other altcoins, you sell your bag. You have to. We have to say how it is, right? You sell your bag, and then you don't mention this coin anymore, right? Because you're not invested in it. But in Hex, first of all, it's an amazing product. Second of all, you have a stake, right? So you always have some self-interest in regards of Hex, and you will be more than happy to share, spread the word, to share knowledge and contribute to the community, to the product. And this is exactly what is happening. Many people, the streamers are getting more and more streamers, more and more content is being created. It's ever growing, right? So it's a really very nice feeling to be part of that.
Yeah, and a lot of people are already, they're not gonna stop thinking and talking about Hex for the next 15 years. And it's gonna be more and more people, and anyone who has a stake, he's not just gonna forget about it the next day. So they're in it.
Yeah, maybe you staked like 10,000 Hex 1 year ago. It was just like a test stake for 10 years, and it may be worth like 1 million. So I think many people will, like in Bitcoin back then, right, when they started some people may had Bitcoin on their hard drives and they threw it away. And then they start to go to the garbage place and start looking for their old hard drives in the hope to find some Bitcoin. Maybe the same with Hex, right? It's already accelerating crazy. So just amazing to be part of that. Pre-viral. And by the way, I just see Funding Gym at Funding Gym at Twitter. Gary just posted some new stuff, I think, from Dubai. I'm just skimming through it. Hexicon diesen Meetup. Amazing. Yeah, he just shared some nice video with some amazing cars from the Hex meetup in Dubai. Yeah, pretty nice content. Cool cars. He said probably just Hexicon meeting up for a random dinner.
Yeah, and he was saying that he still keeps buying Hex, right?
Yeah, I'm keep buying as well. Like, why not, right? It's it's appreciating fast. It's pre-viral. The snapshot is about to happen. Many good reasons to preserve as much t-shirts as possible. And it's not about Hex again. It's about t-shirts. Hex just used to get the t-shirts. You burn your Hex, then that's the way to go.
Yeah, Huddle Dog just tweeting. You might want to start dreaming bigger than cars, watches, and blinks.
100%. For example, our stream, joining our stream, getting more, getting more involved. Yeah, looking forward. Again, our first episode here, Meister Hex on Twitter with Hex Misha on Twitter, enthusiastic Hexicans here. And we just wanted to start the Hex Grassroots. In the future, we will regularly invite Hexicans from the community, which are less known to other Hexicans maybe. But in this channel, we want to provide a platform for them to have easy access, to get into discussions with others, to share their stories with camera, without, we don't care. Would love to engage with you. So yeah, stay tuned, guys. We would love if you subscribe, and yeah, would love to hear more about you. So looking forward for the next upcoming streams, also with you, Hex Misha.
Yes, thank you guys for tuning in, and we're all looking forward to you guys to join us. Anyone can join, talk with us.
I have already outreach to some really cool Hexicans. I just know their names from skimming through Twitter, and like Hexican Girl, for example, who will hopefully join us soon for some nice chat. And they will be so cool guests. I'm looking forward to speak to them, to get to know more about them, to listen to their Hex story. Yeah. This is what it is all about, basically. All right, we are 140 in. Hex Misha.
Yeah, we covered a lot of topics, a lot of people. I think we covered what we want to do next. Lots of people. The topic safety is important. We got it today. And the Pulse launch special stream, and also the Hex meetup Vegas stream once we know more about it.
Definitely so much coming up. Definitely. I think that the German, the Crypto Sparbuch, also said that they will do some European workshops as well after the US is done. Hopefully we can join, right, to a couple of cities.
For sure. And can we already announce a schedule for our stream so people can, or this will be decided?
This will be decided, actually. We just start and see what we can do. But again, as we want to have a stream that is time-wise more European friendly, so something like regularly at 6 p.m. Berlin time, 7 p.m. So that usual normal Hexicans that still have a job from Europe or from the European time zone can still easily join after work. I think there's some gap because shout out also to hexstreamers.com which also listed us today. I saw there's some gap during this time, so we try to fill them. I hope we can do it as often as possible and have a lot of guests joining. And there's so much Hexicans. Like, I already have 50 names that I would like to invite and speak to them. So I think the content, we will not run out of guests. We will not run out of content. And yeah, looking forward. So yeah, Hexagon Girl, not sure how often we will stream, but for sure it will be once, twice a week. What do you think, Hex Misha? You up for it?
Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. And maybe maybe Rom, guy studying in Belgium, maybe we'll get him on the stream. And maybe what would be pretty awesome, Hex Paris meetup girl, for some insights, life experience with Richard Hart.
That would be cool.
Yeah, definitely exciting stuff coming up.
Yeah, and of course, the Hexagon Girl, very active on Twitter. So hopefully you will share your story with us and also tell us more about your experience with TikTok. I heard there's a lot of going on there. I think Super Hex is one of also like a great Hexagon that has been doing a lot on TikTok, I think, and also El Hexidente, I think, who just takes pieces out of Richard Hart's streams and just reduce it to a short amount of time so it's digestible. And yeah, he's very successful there apparently. So yeah, a lot of Hexicans out there spreading the word. I think I just also saw the banner above the stadium, which Hexologist already teased us with today. I'm just looking for it. And do you, Misha, do you know Konrad Zen?
No, I don't.
So Konrad Zen is also like a OG Hexagon I think from the UK, a little older gentleman, and he's been also spreading the word from the beginning. And he has, I love his some of his intros where he pulls up with a Rolls Royce, right? And yeah, has been regularly spreading the word. So Konrad Zen, also shout out to you. I love your content, and also thanks for contributing so heavily to the Hex community.
And maybe Gary DiCaprio, also European Hexagon, I think.
Yeah, Gary DiCaprio, yeah, definitely. Also, now there's so much, like it's crazy. I cannot even keep up. Gary DiCaprio, love you doing amazing stuff on Twitter. I'm not sure if you're also doing other channels, but on Twitter it's always also always great to see his posts and his contribution. Yeah, let me share my screen. Share screen. There we go. Can you see my screen?
It's loading up. Yeah, now we see it.
Perfect. Yeah, some Hex flex from my side. Richard Hart follows me. So this is my personal Hex flex. And yeah, here's the banner actually, like flying above some football game, which Hexologist already mentioned before. I love this kind of grassroots approach. Everybody tries, and nothing is like financed by some foundation or by Richard Hart or something. It's just a grassroots approach. I love it. And also the letters that many people received from the Ledger hack, because Ledger is another hardware wallet, right, Misha? And I think somebody hacked their data sets, which is terrible, and published them online. And some Hexagon just used it to send out like promotion letters about Hex and PulseChain. And there was some video from some haters that accused Richard Hart to send it out, like so stupid. Richard Hart would never do that. Why should he? Actually, it's a really good thing if you get
people
letter,
should
like,
be thankful.
They
got a good recommendation there for a good asset, and they were like mad about it, like why I'm getting mail.
Exactly, yeah. And ironically, this can save them, right? So they should read it actually.
And I do get sometimes mail from Amazon unsolicited. So, and they're like, whoa, biggest scam ever. I got mail.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I would love to get this to receive one of this Hex or PulseChain letters. Would be amazing.
Yeah,
I
I
would
heard
love
they
it.
had some pretty good paper quality, even like some fine paper they bought. Got a nice print,
Oh wow, really
color print. Yeah,
nice.
so
Hexagon style, yeah.
hmm
Cool.
not some rec plats.
Not some rec plebs paper, yeah. Only the finest quality for future hexagons.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, guys.
Almost 2 hours in. You want to wrap this up?
Yes. Hex Misha, glad you're joining Hex Grassroots in the future as well. You've been in Hex for a long time already, so looking forward to also discuss with you, have a good time with you, and also with the other guests. Yeah, time flies. Almost 2 hours in. We will announce on Twitter, Meister Hex, my name, Hex Misha. We will announce on Twitter our next stream with our special guest. Please tune in. I'm very excited to talk to him, to get to know more about him. Because as mentioned, I know his Twitter activities. This person is very active in Hex, been there for a long time, contributes a lot. But I think many people just don't know him. So yeah, tune in to get to know him, and yeah, let's have a good time together. Also, digital debtpreneur, debtpreneur, cool name. How to reduce the gas fee? They're crazy high. So what I did, digital debtpreneur, how you could reduce your gas fees is if you are not in a rush, you can reduce the gas price. Then probably, of course, it depends how much, right? But probably it will not get filled immediately. You have to wait, but then you pay less. So sometimes I reduce the gas fee, the suggested gas fee by MetaMask by about like 30%. And then overnight it got filled. So I would do that if you're not in a rush. Or usually it becomes cheaper on Sundays. So if you can also wait to Sunday, I think that would be good as well. Till tomorrow, try it then. But again, if you can also just reduce the gas price, and then you just have to wait a bit longer till some miner will accept it. Cool. Yeah, Hex Misha. How last words from your side?
Yeah, it's been awesome. Thank you, Meister Hex. You've been one of my meisters. Learned a lot I know about Hex. I learned it from you, and I'm pretty confident and looking forward that this is going to be a good thing. Learning from each other, exchanging stories, ideas, not just crypto, not just Hex, but also other things that you do with it. Just like we talked about longevity. Numbers go up, people have money, and then now they can do something with it. Like,
hey, the longer you live, the longer your t-shirts will work for you, right?
Exactly.
You have to pick them up. You have to pick up the t-shirt.
The game has so many nuances. There's the topics never will go out. So
it all makes sense. It all makes sense, right? The t-shirts
it's gonna be a blast. Once again, anyone can join, and yeah, thank you so much.
All right, guys. Thank you a lot. Thanks a lot for joining. And see you on the next show with our first guest from the Hex community.